guys, thank you very much for joining me here today. My name is Rose and this is Easy to Cook at Home. Today I'm going to be cooking a lovely hearty beef and vegetable stew in a nice thick lovely rich gravy. Now one of my subscribers requested this recipe around about a week ago, but I wasn't very well, so I'm very sorry for the late reply. They also requested that I show them how to cut up the meat. If you already have your meat cut up, you can jump through to the actual cooking part of the video. Please look below in the show more area for all of the ingredients. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I've got my piece of beef here. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of the fat. Now you'll find that in beef you've got two different types of fat. You've got collagen and you've also got elastin. Elastin is the kind of like really stringy, chewy bits of beef, and the collagen is the nice fatty bits. Which break down nice and easily, but the sinewy one doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this all off. Just go down with your knife as close to the beef as possible. And you see that this is all really tough, sinewy stuff. You don't want that, otherwise it will make your stew, even when you cook it lots and lots, you find you get chewy, grizzly bits. I really hate chewy, grizzly bits. I'm very fussy about that. What I normally do with this, I actually give it to the chickens. They love that sort of thing. I cut it really, really small. And they are in heaven. So I don't waste it. Just cut down there, just pull it back, just score it down there with a knife, and you'll be able to get that all off. Just nick it a bit. Pull it back like this. Now if you're buying your beef already cut up in chunks, you can go past this bit, go straight onto the cooking portion of the video. See, there's a nice big chunk of beef in there. It's all got this connective sinew around it, so you need to get rid of all of that. So there's no meat in there, it's all just the sinew. Get rid of that as well. Now you can ask your butcher to do this for you, to get nice chunks, and just say you want it as lean as possible. Okay, so once you've managed to get all the sinew off, that's what you should be left with, a nice piece of meat there with all the sinew taken off. Now I'm just going to cut it into chunks, and if you find any connective tissue on the inside you can get rid of that as well. See these bits here, this is the collagen, this is the nice fatty bits which you want. That'll make it lovely and tasty. Just cut it through, make some chunks. And just cut it into even chunks. It cooks the same. Okay, so to my pot I'm adding a tablespoon of butter. And I'm also adding around about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This prevents the butter from burning, but you still get the lovely flavour of the butter. I'm just going to heat that up. Okay, so once the butter and the oil are nice and hot, I'm going to add in the onions. I'm just going to cook those for around about 5 minutes until they're nice and softened down. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so once the onions have been cooking for 5 minutes, you can see they're just starting to get a little bit of a caramelised colour. I'm going to add in some carrots and some celery. I'm just going to cook that for around about another 5 minutes, just until they soften up just a little bit. Okay, so that's cooking nicely. Everything seems to be softening down. The carrots will cook in the juice. Now I've just in my pestle and mortar here, I've just got 1 tablespoon of thyme and also 1 tablespoon of rosemary. Just going to add that to the pot. You normally get that in deli stores, just have put 1 tablespoon in of each. Just going to mix that through. I love the smell of herbs, especially rosemary and thyme, it's such a great combination. Okay, so to that I'm going to add in some mushrooms. This is going to be lovely and hearty. Just cook that for around about a minute, just until they soften up a bit. Okay, so we get a nice thick sauce. I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of flour. Just going to cook that out just for a couple of minutes, just until it doesn't look floury anymore. You just lower down the heat a bit, so you're on a medium heat. Okay, so to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. The flour's nicely combined now. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now I'm just doing this by eye. I love Worcestershire sauce, so even if I put 3 tablespoons in, it won't matter to me. But yeah, about 2 tablespoons. Lovely big splashing of that. And then mix that through. It's smelling very nice. Okay, so inside my jug here I've got 2 beef stock cubes, which I've filled up with boiling water. We're going to add that in to make a nice thick beefy sauce. And to that I'm going to gradually add the beef stock until it gets to a nice sauce. Mixing it in. This just allows the gluten to take up the sauce in the flour, so you don't get lumpy sauce. And just mix it through like that. Easy does it, gradually. Okay, so once it's all combined like that, we're going to add in the beef. I'm adding the beef in like this because we're doing a 1-pot meal. Now if you wanted to cook your beef beforehand, what I mean really is to sear it. What you do is you sear it in a pan and get it caramelized on the outside, and then add it in as like I've added it in here, because I'm just doing a 1-pot meal. I want to make it nice and quick, easy, and also very tasty and delicious. The last thing I'm going to put in is some potatoes, nicely chunked up in similar sized pieces, because after all it is a beef and vegetable stew. Okay, so mix the potatoes through. Now I'm going to put this in the oven. with a lid on the top of it, and I'm going to leave it in there for around about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I will check on it in an hour and a half just to see how it's going, and then I'll take the lid off and let it cook further so it nicely thickens up. Now you can also do this on the stove, so if you don't have it like a pot like this or a Dutch oven, you can put a lid on the top of it. You can put it on the stove and put a lid on the top of it as well, but you will have to check it probably about every 15 to 20 minutes just to make sure it's not sticking on the bottom because of the flour. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on that, put it in the oven, and I shall bring you back shortly. I took it out halfway through cooking. I gave it a good stir just to make sure it wasn't sticking. Okay, so to test the beef, if you put your spoon or a knife into it and it just crumbles apart like that, then you know it's nice and tender. If it's not falling apart like that, then you need to put it back in the oven or put it back on your hob, because it should literally just kind of like melt like that. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's plate her up. Okay, so I've dished it up with some nice broccoli and some sweet corn. I'll just give it a taste test. That's tasty. Very, very nice. Nice and hearty, lovely and beefy. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel or leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear all of your comments, and also give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye for now. Hope to see you soon. Bye.